Welcome to the second lesson. In this lesson, you learn about frame header. A frame consists of a frame header and a few frame elements. As you can see, frame 0, 2, 3 are the standing frames because they have the same name. All these frames are used for the standing animation. Pick. Here you write the number of picture you want to use. I hope you still remember our first lesson. State. Now there's a list of states with many different functions, and I'll leave the link in the description, but for now you can skip it. Wait. This is how long a frame is played, measured in time unit or TU for short. 1 TU is equal to 1/30 seconds. But please notice that wait 1 is actually 2/30 seconds. Either way, as in 1 TU, okay? Don't ask me why. So here, wait 5 means this frame will be played for 6 TU. Next. This is the next frame in the animation. Here frame 0 has next 1, means that after 6 TU, frame 1 will be played. If you want the next frame to be frame 0, you shouldn't write next 0. You should write next 999 instead. After frame 3, it will come back to frame 0. This creates an infinite loop that represents the standing animation. Next, 1000 is for deleting an object from the game. This is used for balls when they disappear. If you write a negative value, it will cause a change in direction. If you deal with characters, next 1100 to 1299 have a special meaning. They represent how long a character is hidden. 1100 to 1299 is relative to 0 to 199 TU. Take a look at Rudolph's disappear skill. At frame 257, it has next 1280, which will make Rudolph invisible for 180 TU. After that time, you can see him again. DVX, DVY, and DVZ are how far a character should move along its axis. For example, if I write 5 and minus 5 here, it will look like this. And I hope you still remember why DVY has a negative value. If you want to stop all movements, write 550 here. Here's an example. Davis' defense up jump looks like this. At frame 290, the starting frame of the skill, DVX 8 and DVY minus 8 will make Davis fly up a bit. Then gravity will eventually drag him down. But what if you don't want gravity to drag him down? I'll write DVY 550 for all other frames in this skill. Now it will look like this. He drops down because at the end of the skill, he moves to frame 0, not because of gravity. Center X and center Y are how your sprites appear relative to the shadow. Every object in LF2 has a shadow underneath it. You need to make sure your object is right above the shadow, otherwise it would look really weird. There's no need to understand how these numbers work, because with Luigi's easier data editor, you can simply drag and drop and these numbers will change. Amazing, right? For this hit A, hit J, I have a full list here. It simply means that when you press a certain combination, it will go to that frame. For example, hit FA is defend forward attack. When you're in the standing frames and you press defend forward attack, you will move to frame 240. See, it's the shooting boss skill. MP is a bit complicated. It's usually used in the first frame of skill, and it shows how much MP or HP you lose when you use the skill. A character has 500 HP and 500 MP total. The last 3 digits are MP cost. To calculate HP cost, remove the last 3 digits. Take whatever is left and multiply by 10. Let's look at a few examples. 150. This is 150 MP. For the HP cost, we'll remove the last 3 digits, then multiply whatever is left by 10. In this case, it's simply 0. 1250. This skill costs 250 MP. For the HP cost, we'll remove the last 3 digits. Then we take whatever is left and multiply by 10. So this skill costs 10 HP. Notice that because we multiply by 10, you can only use 10 HP as minimum. There's no way to make a skill cost 129 HP. If you write a negative value in the first frame of the skill, you gain MP and HP instead of losing. The rules still apply. You can also use negative values for the next frames of the skill, not the first frame. For example, Firen's flame run has loss of MP minus 10 in its frames. He'll keep losing MP, but remember to give hit D a frame to tell which frame the character should go to when he's out of MP, and that frame can't be 999. In Firen's case, it's frame 218, which is a stop running frame. Makes sense. Honestly, you don't need to remember advanced things about MP, because most of the time you just use a basic number like 200, 250, whatever. Finally, if you want this frame to play a sound, put it here. Remember that the audio file has to be in WAV. With the knowledge I just provided, you can start making some mods. This is Dennis Chase Bow attack. At the last frame of the skill, I will write hit A 298, so it will loop back here. Frame 298 isn't the first frame of the skill, but it's the frame that Dennis shoots out the bow using this O point. Basically, O point allows you to shoot out an object. We'll discuss it in the next lesson. But as you can see, it is not working. This is because O point doesn't work on first frame. Another way to say is hit any combination of keys X. Frame X cannot have O point. It's a hidden rule that you should remember. So to fix this, I just need to change to frame 297, one frame before the O point frame. Now I want you to practice a bit. Try to make this skill. You have to do it if you want to be better. Answer is in the description. That's it for this lesson. I'll see you next time.